Someone's in Cleveland.
Yeah. No, I forgot my headset.
Oh, that's all right. I should fix my hat somewhere. Blah. Blah. How's it going?
It's going. It's cold up here.
What's it rocking in Cleveland?
You said what's the temperature?
Yeah.
Cold. Let me see. Is the app, does it register me in Cleveland yet? Well, in Toronto it's 34 degrees. In Cleveland it is 31 degrees.
Oh, it's 10 degrees right now here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
No, I was on the road all day.
Oh, okay. To drive up or
Yeah.
take a flight?
So at the end of business day, Wednesday, like literally at 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
I booked my flight from Miami to Cleveland, in which my flight departed at 7:05, 2 hours 5 minutes later, and I forgot that it's rush hour traffic. So literally I booked the flight 2 hours before the flight depart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I forgot the factor of rush hour traffic. It took my Uber like 25 minutes 20 to 25 minutes just to get to my crib.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time I'm like halfway to the airport, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna make this flight. Damn, I just wasted $50 on an Uber trip, $190 on a one-way flight. So now I'm trying to call the airlines, trying to ask them what options are available. Can I just get a voucher if I can't make my flight because I'm stuck in traffic? I'm not going to get there in time. Just trying to be preemptive.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, the front counter or the agent counter was empty. So by the time I got there, I just checked in my luggage just like that. The security gate only had like 6 people in front of me when I got there. I'm thinking like, the evening before Thanksgiving, the airport is just going to be like frantic, and it was pretty much empty. I don't understand. So I made my flight, and then the next morning drove all the way to Toronto, grabbed my kid, drove all the way back. I was on the road all day yesterday.
Oh, gotcha. Just rent a car there then?
No, I took the car that was here.
Oh. Cool. So you have Thanksgiving with your late mentor's spouse then? Is that the...
Well, I was on the road all day, but if you want to...
I mean, I assume that's why you're in Cleveland, is to spend some time over the holiday weekend.
I was in Cleveland the short answer is yes. But in addition to that, because I have government work, and because my lead, my tech lead is on vacation for like 2 weeks, I'm in charge now, technically, while he's out. And so like this is the only time, hence government holidays, that I'll have any time to travel.
Gotcha.
That's not true. I'm traveling again next Thursday and Friday. But they don't like that at all.
For your setup, do you have to work from a specific location? Like you work remote, but you have to work remote from here? You can't work from anywhere?
I can work from anywhere inside the continental United States.
So not Florida or not Alaska and Hawaii?
I was told continental United States, but I mean, a state is a state is a state, right?
Yeah, I'd assume so. I'd assume you could work from Hawaii. I'd have to guess. Well, you can't work from Alaska. Really?
Guam. Guam.
Yeah. Guam, yeah. The U.S. Virgin Islands. I just can't believe we have a full islands full of virgins.
When I get there, it won't be.
That's why they want you to stay away from that. You know, don't
Pretty
send
much.
Scott to the Virgin Islands. Nope.
I think I picked up Blazer. I mean, I haven't really done any like heavy lifting solution wise in building something, but I think I told you before. I get it, right? Um, to me, it's straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
The only gambler. The only part that is really preventing me from building anything that's like professional looking, with emphasis on looking, is the CSS part. Still, I can't get anything to look like what I wanted to look like with CSS. I'm not sure if that really just requires me to like lock myself in my room for like a 3-day weekend and literally just read through a book and do exercises in order for things to finally work the way I expected. It just seems like there's myriads and myriads of settings. It's just I don't get it, man. I get the high level concept, but when trying to apply it, things don't work.
Yeah. No, it's not that hard, man. It's just learning it's a declarative thing, so you just have to learn like what all the declarations mean. There's only like a handful that you really need to grok in order to put it all together.
Like,
Um,
maybe I should launch Visual Studio first because I was trying to add icons to a navigation pane on my flight.
mhm.
Well, that's not true because you can't connect. There's no internet. I was trying to do it before I got on my flight. Like in the morning before I started work, I was trying to spend like half an hour just tinkering around with Blazor, and I couldn't just replace icons with the icons that I needed. Like it's not
Yeah, that's
intuitive.
weird.
Like in XAML based applications, I could download some images
Hmm.
that are icons, and then I could use an image tag, src equals or source, maybe it's the full word, source equals,
Yeah.
and then I'll provide the path to that image, and then I set the height, the width, I set the horizontal and vertical alignment. That's it. With this Blazor, not really with Blazor, but with the CSS, man, there's like some minified bootstrap like text file that's like unparsable. There's these. I mean, I'm familiar with the SVG files, but even when I'm asking jQuery, I'm going to show you in a second. Even not asking jQuery, even when I'm asking ChatGPT, like
Oh, I've lost you here. My hair's all messed up. That's why I'm wearing a hat today. But might have to shut off videos.
how do
Whoa. I'm gonna try shutting off my video. See if that helps.
provide me the icon.
Yeah, gambler, you're right.
How long was I talking?
Just now you came back. Oh, now you're gone again. Hmm.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me now?
It just kind of goes in and out. Try killing your video maybe for a second and see if that helps.
Correct.
Your upload must have a problem.
Sean, you still can't hear me, huh?
No, I can hear you now, but we'll see how long it lasts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, internet got thrown off for a second. So I didn't catch all of that, but I know like it shouldn't be that complicated. So normally icons in web apps are SVGs or their which is HTML actually, or it's well, it's a different format, but anyways, it's XML, or they're a font, and you just treat them like a font. So like icon. So what icon library are you using?
I think everything's wired to Bootstrap. I don't know. I'm just using the default.
No, you're using Bootstrap. Okay.
I think the default for Blazor is Bootstrap.
I don't know what they use for icons right now. Oh, so they have their own set of icons using.
So under www root, there's a Bootstrap folder, and then bootstrap.min.css.
Yep. Okay. Does that have icons in it?
No, it's just a whole bunch of, I don't know.
I mean, does it reference a
it's just a huge. I mean, it's just
yeah, it's a big
one
minified
line.
library. I guess the big thing is either in app CSS or in your like HTML root file. So obviously there's some icons making it through.
Yeah, so these are I added this cloud icon and this mobile icon.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get this cloud icon to align. I mean, it's probably left aligned, but I need it to be center aligned with these icons.
The ones above it. Yeah. So right click on it. It's probably that I'm guessing that the icon itself is wider than the other ones. And you can kind of, if you were to right click.
It was smaller than the other ones, and I had to increase the size. But yeah, so which makes it, what you said.
If you right click on it and view it, you can kind of compare the layout to see what kind of the problem is. So
if I right click,
right click inspect, that'll bring up your tools, and then kind of as you hover, you could see, okay, this is the size of my cloud icon. The width of it is 32. Now if you go back, so what you want to kind of do is use the DOM Explorer. Oh, I suppose the size got all hosed up. So then if you compare that to the size of the home or the other icon, I'm guessing that those are smaller width. And so what's happening is that everything is kind of going up off width. You probably just need to make every icon to be 32 pixels wide, or at least the container for the icons to be the same size, and then you can center it within a container.
How come the stuff isn't updating when I hover over different icons?
You have to inspect, like right click inspect on whatever you want. Otherwise, as you go around the DOM, it will so see there.
What are all these other windows?
So that's showing you the styles that are applied to it. So if you look at that span there that is in the inspector, that's showing you the menu or the icon that you have hovered over. Then over here,
change this to 32 now.
If you want to tinker with it, you can, yeah, and just to see what happens. Obviously, this isn't a permanent change. If you go up to the element.style, that's where I usually do it, because that'll override it on that specific element just to see.
If I go to element.style, okay.
Yeah, the very top set, and then you type in your custom CSS there, just temporarily. should just be able to kind of click in there and it'll add something. Yeah. So you type width, colons 16 or 20, 32px. You have to get on the other side of the, I don't know how you, like, I just kind of do it normally. So I don't really think about, I don't know if you type the colon, if it'll automatically do it or what.
Can I just do it from?
Oh yeah. You can go in here too. If you got hot module reload, that's usually very straightforward, but
Where's my XAML? I hate using Macs. Now I don't know how to use a PC anymore. Oh, do I just do a search on cloud? Use a Mac at work or a PC?
Me, PC. I wouldn't opt to choose a Mac. I would just be immediately not useful in it for probably like a few months while I got used to it. I do use Linux or WSL though for to all the dev I do is in WSL for work.
All right. So the phone icon, you said change that to 32.
Yeah. But see how like you have like each individual one out there? It's probably good to just create a single one that says this is an icon for a nav menu item and then just set them all the exact same. But yeah, try doing that and see. Now, like interesting enough too, like if you look at the size of the actual, so it's using background image to host it. And if you look at the actual size, the width of those background items are like 60, one of them 64 by 64, the other one's 16. It's right there on like line 60.
Yeah.
You look at the width. Yeah. Now leave those the same for now. I'm just saying like that's interesting that it's set up to be that. Yeah. Like that one is so different than the rest of them, the cloud fill, which is probably why it looks much bigger. Is that
So I changed this to 64.
I just leave it and see what happens with the change to 32 pixels just to see. But I think the setting the width on those would be should probably. Oh, see now it made it huge. Interesting. But they're properly aligned to each other, so then it's just a matter of you would have to potentially shrink the size of that particular thing.
See, this is what I mean. I have no clue.
Yeah, well, that background image thing is, I would set it to like 32 maybe, or 64, like you have the other one. Well, 32. Set
In the
both the
view
width. Set that to 32 once. Yeah.
here?
This is all like, yeah, just,
Here.
yeah, over there in both places, really. Oh, okay. Well, now it's going to be all whacked out, but you'll see that. Yeah. So like, I don't, the scaling of the image is something that's a little tricky, but if you go back, what you really need to do is set the phone height to 32 by 32, and then probably set the background image scaling to something that, because that image isn't, it seems that image isn't meant, like isn't the same scaling setup as the other ones. So now I see how it's big. But if you go to the other one that we were back in there, and you increase the width and height of that from 16 to, it seems like you could set it to just set it to 32. It might shrink it down. No, like I said, this isn't usually the way that I deal with icons right now. It's like, oh, interesting. It didn't shrink it at all. And it might be something where you have to set a container and then right size the icons to be the same to kind of match the fact that they're not like that mobile icon doesn't belong to the same set of icons, does it?
No.
Yeah, so it's like a completely different image. So this really has nothing to do with CSS.
ChatGPT generate the SVG
Go for
text.
it. I got you for the scale. I mean, you might look at just grabbing a icon library. There's a few ones out there that are free that probably have a mobile phone. Like those Bootstrap icons, I think are free. You could probably get an icon library. You could use Font Awesome's free icons, or Phosphor icons is a good one. But having a consistent icon library would make it so you don't have those problems of scaling like that. Here, I'll drop one in the chat you can look at too. Have you ever used Font Awesome before?
Yeah, I think I have.
Font Awesome's like the big name, but some of their fonts are free, or some of their stuff is free, and some of it's yeah, you got Font Awesome. Some of it is you pay for it. Yeah, so Bootstrap icons are one that you could use too, I suppose. If you're already using those, like the home.
So I would. Oh, this says Pro. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Choose
Font Awesome has a ton of icons because they have a paid pro, one that makes them.
Then I would just change this color to.
Yes, so you'd have to figure out how to best bring the Font Awesome library. Usually there's like a CDN that you can add to your index.html file, or your like top level HTML file to include the fonts, and then you just have to reference them like they have them. But once you get a consistent set of fonts, you should be able to produce a style that says all icons or icons within the nav menu are 32 by 32, and then within that, potentially here's the size of each icon or whatever, and it all just sort of works. But I can see where if you've never done it, it's kind of a.
Would I choose extra small, 2 extra small, or small? I mean, how many?
I like, honestly, I don't even know that. So click on that once. It's probably going to update the I class equals blah 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 to include some sort of style.
Maybe
so FA small.
Hold on. If I add the color back.
Now, so see how your HTML is updating above there. So those are classes that you're applying to the color is a style thing, but but like the size there, you're setting FA 2XS in the style HTML set there. There, that's it. So if you click that, that changes. So all you're doing is applying styles here. So you don't need to do anything with this. What you would need to do is bring the font library into your project. CDN is probably the fastest way, assuming that they have that option, which I think Font Awesome does. And a CDN is just basically, instead of downloading it, the font, and like giving it as a package, you just load it off the CDN. Which means you do have to have the internet to use it, but
stuff is too complicated. This is why I never hopped on the web development bandwagon, because to do something trivial like add an image, entire like 4 hours of research and design. Like
it's not though. It's not. It's like to do an icon. It should be you bring in the icon library, and then you like here, you just use their examples, and that's it.
But
And then
there's already an icon library. So like
yeah, so what are they? They're using
for this house icon, which represents home on the navigation pane, right? This house icon is how do I get back to? I don't know how to do this.
yeah. What is it? So
Restart
it's
that. For the house icon, um, when I watch it, like this is a default icon right here,
mhm.
and so I should be according to what you're saying, I should be already pointing to a CDN. It's pointing to a whole bunch of Bootstrap icons. So in theory, I should be able to just search within the icon library that this
Yeah,
home in.
or it did like you did, and just they generated this SVG file and just basically embedded it. So what's at the end of that line 38? Is that just more class BI host or fill? Hold on. Yeah, those are Bootstrap icons. So you should be able to. Let's just say you copied and pasted the home one,
Okay.
and then you go and put in, instead of doing whatever you had, just do phone or phone dash fill instead of home. So you just copy line 30 or 42 or whatever, one of those two that came with it, paste it over the background image that was there, and then just replace the so that changes it to home. Now go back in and scroll over and find where they're setting that BI home. It should be in that line somewheres. Yeah, there. Class equals BI house. That's just like those font awesome ones. So it should be BI dash mobile, or sorry, BI dash phone. You could try phone first. Then you do phone dash fill or phone dash, phone dash fill would be either.
Well, shouldn't I be able to navigate to Bootstrap's library and find the
Yeah.
exact? How do I do
Yeah.
that?
You go to, I'll send you the link. It's icons.getbootstrap.com. I don't know, that mobile one is just the search I think I did. But
Shouldn't that be somewhere in here?
so that's being referenced probably through a CDN. So
This
what
right
they're
here.
doing,
This is it right here.
yeah. So somewhere is within the scope of the CSS for Bootstrap, it's likely importing the icon library and using it without, as kind of like a dependency that's pulling in. So if you just come here and you search the icons down towards the, you can use any of these just like you used with the home one. And that's the phone flip right there, or the phone fill ones that I was talking about. And so see, you just need BI phone fill.
Oh, this now makes sense. I would have never found this.
Yeah, and then you just slop that in there and you're probably good to go. Although, yeah, should be, because it's those are all otherwise the same thing.
I hit trees like Sonny Bono. No. Why did that work?
It didn't hot upload. Did you save it? Or something didn't upload? Or restart? Maybe refresh the page. Maybe yeah.
I hit trees like Sonny Bono. Cleveland to Toronto.
Gamler uses PC Linux at work, by the way, or for his dev too.
That's gay. Nope.
Okay, something's.
Nope.
Hold on.
BI phone fill. This is BI plus square. No, in theory that should work.
Yeah. I mean, obviously
of course
the home isn't there anymore, so something in the pipeline is messed up. If you hard refresh, does it change anything? Like, no. Try here,
I'll go
scroll over
back.
once. Is that the are we targeting the correct CSS class?
That's the hold up. Where am I at? Um,
Oh, something was messed up there. So this is phone film nav. And you've got the house there. So if you just paste in that little bit, it's not updating it.
how do I get back to my? Did I lose the library thing? I need to take what's his name? Something Franklin off .NET Rocks. What's his name? Carl
Carl
Franklin's
Franklin.
Blazer class in the
Mm-hmm.
cast. You still listen to .NET Rocks?
I haven't listened to it in a long time. It ends up being like the same stuff over and over again, and there's so much cruft. Like somebody should make a they should make a Redux podcast version of it called like .NET Rocks the good parts, and they only like give you the like 5-minute blurb that is actually valuable from the each episode.
All right.
So
So here's we did this.
yeah, you
So
should
what?
be able to just copy and paste that in there. Something else is not wired up. So
So for phone, dun, dun, dun.
we made it the house, so you should be able to go to line 46 and replace that one section, and then just verify that it's not in the not otherwise in the like if you scroll over, make sure the rest of that. So that path there,
Well, this is a different SVG stuff. So
yeah, I don't know if that's a fallback or what the fuck they're doing there. Try deleting that view box one. Actually, hold on. Let me see.
shouldn't there be a SVG that I get from this website as well?
Oh,
Yeah, this is it right
no,
here.
no, no, no.
Yes, this is it right here.
Copy paste. That's the yeah. I mean, I guess if you're doing the HTML, that would be it. Yeah. Okay. That's it's just weird, like to do it that way because it should be much easier. Oh yeah. See, there's the class and all that. Just copy that whole thing then, and you're basically what you're doing is you're like copying in full bits of HTML, which isn't like isn't the way that we'd probably do it. You'd probably just add it and then as a element and then put the class on it. It just fills in for you. But no, so you want to delete from, or you want to import that. Oh, you need it encoded though, which would be, see how that's all
Right
encoded?
here?
No, you need to like, it's really stupid how this template is set up, to be honest. Like they took hard mode and that's what they did. Because you should just be able to make icons as instead of doing it, they made it as a background. Here, 1 second. This is where ChatGPT comes in handy, is to say, just make this, give them the example of the other one, and then give them the example of the BI phone fill, and just get the output.
This looks like I should just be able to do that. Hold up.
Yeah. So the problem is that those less than and greater thans aren't encoded. So if you look at like line 42, there's SVG %3e, which is your greater than symbol. But you'd have to do that across the dude. Just take that HTML, go back here, follow this. You got ChatGPT.
All right, let me listen to what you're doing. Hold up. So I'm going to undo all this, and I have this on my clipboard. Hold up. I have this on my clipboard.
Yeah, so you've got the HTML. Go to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT only works on Edge for me.
And say, oh gosh, what would it be? Say URL encode the following, and then paste it in.
That
Yep. Come on, ChatGPT, do your stuff.
I told you on Chrome, it keeps failing for me. I don't know why. Um,
Or I mean, actually, here you can actually do this in your browser too.
I'm doing it in Edge now.
Okay. Come on, Edge. Like I said, they kind of set it up for hard mode, though. I think it's like using the direct
What did you tell me to
SVG.
type again? Or I
Yeah,
just copy this whole thing.
yeah. Yeah, so copy that line, paste that in there. Like I said, this is not, I wouldn't normally set things up this way. Either you'd set it up so that you could just reference the SVGs directly if you're going to do that like this, or you would just use the icons. So then, holy moly, what did it do all that for? Oh, it literally encoded like every fucking character. What stupidity. That's just lame.
What's a better way to
It's
prompt it?
probably fine still. I would just copy that thing and then go in and so you see where that %3C is?
Yeah.
Okay, so go into your other code. Look at line like
Starts right here.
42. Take from the comma where the %3C, that's what you need to replace. Not there, up at the front of it, like about the. So it's background image, URL, data, blah, blah, blah. There, yeah. So that to the end, minus the quote and the parent and semicolon. Paste it in, put your end quote, and you should be good. So you need a quotation mark there.
Where?
At the very end, yep. Do double quote since your other one's a double quote. Probably the front of this is, yeah. Now save this.
But there's single quotes over here.
That's fine. That's because it's in a double quote. They're using single quotes for something else. I think this should work, although we'll see.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. It's a little hokey because of the way that they encoded shit, but it works.
Okay.
You might have been able to just dump the raw HTML. I think it needed to be URL encoded because what they're basically doing is so normally when you set a background image you're setting a URL to say go pull the image from here, like the source, right? In WPF you talked about, go pull your whatever from here. Well, what happens is to convert that to a URL to pull it, that HTML needs to be encoded. So it can be interpreted as a data URL. But when they did that, they like literally encoded the whole fucking thing, like all the letters, it seemed like, which is crazy.
Where? How do I edit the color?
You should be able to do it using the just using like the color attributes. So go back into their ones. So they used black. But that's the fill color is black. So go back into your app ones. The answers should be all in your code already because they've already filled. See how they said fill white? So there's a fill on there somewhere that says current color. Change it from current color to white.
Oh, I see it. This right here.
Yeah, see how like it encoded everything rather than encoding just like the minimum. But yeah, just change current color to white there. Oh, no, not that part. Just the current color text.
Oh,
that says current color. And you can change that to white. I would do lowercase to match the others, but whatever. I don't know if I assume that it would handle uppercase. That should be it. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
You're smart.
But the like I said, there's some quirks with this. Like it shouldn't be this hard. Like that was like I said, and the encoding is all like it was. I don't know if you needed to be a different kind of maybe data encoded would have been a better. I could figure out what the actual thing is, but normally what I would do is just it just to humor me when you go back in. Yeah, you go do what you're gonna do, but for the cloud one, instead of copying that one once, try copying the other one, the I class equals BI cloud, that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what they're doing. Never mind. You're all right. So they didn't actually import the icon library, which is why they probably have this whole like they're injecting all the images directly. Ah, I got it. With this one, try try it not doing that encoding like I said and just copying in the text like you did. I think that you'd have to convert all of the double quotes to single quotes though.
I'm confused on what
So to change out that
So over
icon,
here?
no, from there, right where your cursor is right now, to the end is what you need to replace out of this string. So what you're saying is yeah, to there. So if you were to see it, but now the double quotes in there are messing everything up. So you need to undo that, and then is it try passing this into ChatGPT, and instead of using URL encode, I'll give you a different prompt to use. So this time, say encode the following, and then paste your thing in, and then go back and copy the example that they had in their original text. You know, for like the home. Actually, you could just say, yeah, grab like line 38, the entire line 38, and then copy that, and then go back in and say, you know, after that to be like this or something like this. Format or yeah. Yeah, that would probably be a better way to do it because now you just get the answer.
Can you give me 10 seconds?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Although I'm surprised they still fully freaking encoded the whole damn thing. It's just so stupid. Oh, you know what they did is instead of because they're double quotes, they like yeah, it'll work technically, right, Gamor? It's just this is so stupid because it's like you should just use the link to the font CDN and then just use the icons using the like pre-made classes that they have for it, and then you don't have to do any of this.
All right, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's close enough. Yeah, you can just use that probably. It's they encoded it weird again, but it's fine. So like they encoded spaces and all that stuff, but it should work. Like I said, this is definitely set up to be hard mode. Oh, now you've got cloud. You'd have to change the current to white or whatever. I think it was like current color or something like that. Yeah, it's right there. Find your white in the other line. It's right below it. Yeah, there it is.
So now you can identify with how I was feeling.
No, well, yeah, in terms of, the example isn't giving you a very like useful example. It's like, I don't know that I would set it up this way, but
All right,
I would
last
probably bring
update.
in, yeah.
Last update, and then I won't hold you hostage because I need that to be a solid cloud.
Yeah, so basically you just have to change well, so this is why this path that you're on sucks, because now you have to do the exact same thing, but use the cloud dash fill. There should be like a cloud dash fill, like there was a phone dash fill.
Oh, so I don't have to download a literal, or I could just update a property in here and it'll just fill in the guts.
You could theoretically, if you were using the icons like directly rather than copying, like what you're doing is basically taking an
Oh,
image
this
format.
right here. I got it.
Yeah, you're taking an image format and you're like copying that whole thing in. You should be able to just do what they have there with the icon fonts and go that route instead versus using the SVGs. Or you should be able to download all the SVGs and save them to a file and then use an importer to kind of like inject them in places. So it's just add it to say also change the fill to white. That way you don't have to do that. I gotta be white. You hate your own color so much. No, just kidding.
Change the fill to white. So did you have any soul food yesterday? Any Kentucky Fried Chicken?
That's not soul food. That's comfort food. But I had a lot of comfort food yesterday too. I did a lot, just standard, Thanksgiving fare.
You have your extended family come through, or you went to someone else's house?
That was all my family, basically. So, or all my, well, not all my family, but my everyone who's there was there was one person who was kind of extended family, but the rest was what would you call what's not extended? Close family, immediate family. Well, not immediate. My parents, like it was my sister and some of her kids and my family and my kids there. So, anyways, like I said, dude, these icons, the way that they're set up is there's easier ways to do it, to get it wired up. It doesn't have to be this complicated. So just don't lose faith. It's just like was there ever anything in WPF where you found out you were doing it the hard way for like a while and then you found an easier way to do it?
Yeah, code behind, because I didn't really understand. Now I'm trying to reach back my memory.
Binding MVVM.
No. This is stuff more high level. Behaviors is one. Value converters is another one. Have you ever done XAML?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute though, but I never built anything of substance in it. But I've tinkered with it enough to be. I think when I worked in 2014, I did like some contract work and with a firm, but and I created like this PDF preview type thing for this thing we were building, and that I actually deployed out to, like, I built it for myself to test things with, and then I was like, oh, you guys might find this useful. And so then I started actually deploying it to them so that they could do basically preview what they were doing. Nowadays you could do all that in the browser though, probably.
Okay, so apparently Icon or Bootstrap Icons doesn't have everything in the entire universe for me to pick from.
Well, yeah, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to figure out what image would fit for DevOps.
Oh,
so I'm thinking of a cloud with like some type of like cyclical arrow.
Yeah, so here's what I do now is go into ChatGPT and say, look at, given the bootstrap icons, what best icons represent this, DevOps or whatever, and it'll give you some things. These are the kind of things where I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I could pick an icon and it could mean something stupid. Which is the best fit for DevOps? Gear, Infinity, Tools, Diagram, Terminal, Cloud, Repeat. And then you could refine it from there.
What's this right here? Byplay cycle.
You could also, Google just like DevOps icon and then see what people use. They use an Infinity with gears is what tends to get used, I guess. But since it doesn't, I guess Infinity would work, but.
I'll figure it out later. All right. Well, you've been helpful.
Yeah.
You'll send me an invoice.
No, it's fun, man. We'll get you up to speed.
Yeah, Gambler. Cool. What you commented like 20 minutes ago is like, I should just be able to put a path to an icon and set the height and width. Yeah. And maybe alignment, vertical, horizontal, and I should just be done. That's what I do in YAML.
Humor me once. We could do that. That should be doable. Like literally, you need to drop 2 lines in, and you'd have an icon. You need to add the icon library as a style sheet, and then you can drop those other ones in there. You don't need to do anything through CSS to do that. The CSS would set your sizes from then, but you could technically do that in inline CSS. Not that you should, but yeah. I guarantee you it's not that hard. I'll make a video. Here's how you bring an icon. It's really not that hard. I don't know. Bootstrap or not Bootstrap. I haven't used Bootstrap in a long time, but I actually am a fan of this library called Shoelace now. Shoelace is really cool.
Sounds like a JavaScript web development framework.
Yeah. But anyways.
Did you acquire anything for Black Friday?
No, I haven't gone out for that. My daughter's out getting stuff with my mom, but I don't know.
You didn't surf Amazon to see if there's any cool deals?
Not yet, no.
An arrow or a ice fishing rod?
No, not yet. I'm thinking about buying an ATV though. So that's something I gotta look at. Yeah.
Where are you gonna ride it at?
Out on the lake, because we've got I'm going on a fishing thing, my first ice fishing thing in a couple of weeks, and it's early ice, so we can't drive out there. And so the only way to get out on the ice is to either take a sled or a four-wheeler, but there's really not snow right now, so sleds don't really work. So four-wheelers are really the only way to do it, or ATVs. Plus, I could use the ATV with a plow to just plow my driveway. You looking at toy archery sets, or? I've been sick this week too. Man.
Oh, am I supposed to say crossbow? Yeah, maybe it's crossbow.
Yeah, probably with its kind of scope.
Slowed down. Amazon is being hammered right now.
Yeah, I wonder if do other countries who don't have
look at the latency for How you spell crossbow?
I think that's
How you
crossbow.
spell-
I think it's just your internet or something, man. Because I'm probably able. Let me try crossbow.
I mean, I hear you loud and clear now. I think it's Amazon. I mean, they probably have like 1 billion people hitting their platform.
Crossbow with scope.
And laser. But yeah.
I think there's like certain rules about crossbows. Maybe it's just hunting rules. Like I think in Minnesota, like you have to be disabled, or there's certain rules about. There used to be certain rules, anyways, about using crossbows to hunt. But I suppose there's no laws against owning one just for the hell of it. A bolt.
I was going to get one for my son.
Not like a Nerf one.
Oh,
like
one of these.
go,
And then I was going to take him into taking them into the park, same park that the Haitians go to grab geese and have them practice out there.
Yeah, I guess we had my son and daughter. We got them bows and arrows. Man, my shoulder.
Make children tough again.
Yeah.
I was showing him some Muay Thai videos of children training. And I was like, "Hey, you like that?" He's like, "No." He watched it for 5 minutes.
We were watching Home Alone last night, and it was one of those things. Like he's walking by himself. I'm like, well, nowadays, what would happen is that Kevin would end up taken away by the Child Protective Services, put in a foster home, along with probably all of his brothers and sisters. The mom and dad would be arrested for negligence and prosecuted. Whatever. Probably might lose their house and whatever. And there's so much stuff like in that movie where it's like the old man sits down next to him at the church and isn't just like, I haven't seen your parents as your neighbor. I haven't seen your parents driving around, but I see you're here. Like, what's up with that? No, he just kind of talks about his granddaughter and his own problems. And it's like, there's just a lot of that movie and then like the cops are just like, your son's missing, or is at home alone? Okay, and let me give you to this other people. She's eating the donut or whatever. Like there's no urgency to it at all. It was, and that's the funny thing is that's the way it used to be with kids though. Is I think I was starting to get on the tail end of that where what they call latchkey kids or whatever. You could just go around and do whatever you want. Because you're Gen X firmly, right?
I had a shoelace around my neck with my house key, and I would go home for lunch every day from elementary school, and then come back. And I would after school I would come home, let myself in, and I'm talking about like third grade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean I used to walk to and from school. I walked to and from school basically. There was
to be fair, I lived across the street from the school.
Yeah, I always lived blocks away, but it was like we just did that, and it was all the kids did that, and they just walked by themselves. Nobody was there monitoring them.
So the rule or the policy was like when I was a child that if I wanted to go anywhere, I would have to go in a group. I couldn't, and I'm talking about like the age of 8 or 9. If I wanted to go anywhere past if I want to go anywhere with past 2 blocks, then I would have to go with a friend with more than one person, right?
Yeah.
Meaning I couldn't go by myself. It had to be at least with a friend or a group. Now I think that still makes sense. I mean, it's harder to kidnap 2 people compared to one person.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess maybe that breaks down because all they need is one person. So they'll just pull up in a rape van. Well, They'll pull up in an R van and just snatch the one kid and leave the other kid, just standing there.
That happened too, to people, but that was so, like, we took the exception, which was that, like, people picked and snatched kids. It happens. It could still happen today, but that was such a rarity to actually happen. So we kind of, threw it out, but Dirty Harold. You have to work today, or do you get today off as a company holiday?
I'm off. There's another one.
Oh, there's your pup. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a shrine of me at this house. Like, this house is full of portraits of white people, and then there's me. I have a dedicated shrine. There's a lot of VHS tapes. There you go.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how long it'll take for them to bring back VHS tapes as a retro thing.
You know who David Canary is?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Apparently it's autographed. No.
American actor, best known for his roles in Candy Canada on
All
NBC.
My Children.
Oh, yeah. Soap opera, All My Children.
Yeah, apparently they have an autographed portrait of him. Uh-oh.
So it seems like he was like almost an action star back in the day, and then he got into or he was a long-standing one on the soap opera, really. So like he got into soap opera in 1970, and it was his entire life, basically 43 years he was on that show. Jeez. Soap operas are such a weird breed of TV show.
Man, only hoes watch that. Like, when I was a kid, like, I would come home for lunch, and it was either like All My Children or like
Guiding Light,
Days of Our Lives, or whatever.
Days of Our Lives, as
or
the world.
Perry Mason, Andy Griffin.
Yeah.
What was it? I Dream of Jeannie.
Matlock.
In Heat of the Night. I would watch that. I could never understand why someone would watch a soap opera.
Yeah, like the soaps. Yeah, you come to my grandparents' house. Oh, we got to watch our soaps, and they'd go and watch their soap opera for like.
And one of the things is like there's no like background music that like contributes to the mood or the theme of the scene. It's just people. It doesn't even look like reality TV. Like I don't understand why people watch it. Like what's the difference between a soap opera and reality TV? Because reality TV still has like background music. Is that
no? Well, I mean, a soap opera is doesn't come off as any sort of reality. It's 100% scripted drama, right? That's what the entire thing is. The crazy thing to me is that they did, because what I understand is that soap operas, they ran every weekday, right? 5 days a week, and they'd have a new episode every day. So you can't have a huge production value. You've got to record it and pump out the, put together the story, and then you literally just do a new one episode. I don't know if you're continuously on set or if they just batch, like, today we're going to record a month's worth of show or something like that. And
well, they still write the script.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to write a script that will be consolidated into 1 hour
with a lot of ads
every day for 5 days a week throughout the year.
for 50, 60 years.
You know how much coke you would have to snort in order to like be productive and have new ideas and think about, all right, we're going to have this drama for today.
Days of our lives.
Like WWF.
Yeah.
Do you think they have script writers for WWF, or the wrestlers just?
Oh, they write scripts for 100%. The whole thing is scripted. And then, I mean, there's obviously
the wrestlers, or do you think there's literally a script writer for?
There's a script writer. Yeah, there's got to be. It's all scripted. Like the beefs and all of that stuff that they have is all, there might be some reality to some of it, but a lot of it is just fabricated by, we need these people to be enemies now, or we want this to change or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, WWF is like a comic book.
Yeah. Obviously, there is like some real acrobatics and techniques. I mean, to be able to get yourself hit like that, or to slam into a chair, there's a lot of technique and stuff to it, and people do get hurt for sure. Like, I mean, you can't flip somebody off an edge of a pole and land them on their back without breaking their neck without some sort of talent, So it's wrestling is real in the fact that they have to do stunts, right? And it's real stunts.
Well, the thing is
it's not wrestling.
So when you were saying the difference in generations is, even the cartoons were violent, like Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, Wile E. Coyote could be like considered a terrorist because he's always trying to blow up the Roadrunner. He's trying to blow up bridges and everything. We used to watch. I would be like 5 years old watching someone, get hit in the head with a steel chair, or watch someone, I don't know, like we're just. How did today's generation get so soft? Well, I think I know why. It's a lack of dads. They're getting trained by their mothers.
Yeah. Well, and just like people are worried. I think big events like Columbine and that put violence in media in focus and really just kind of said, "Oh, we don't want all that." But I don't know. I always thought it was fun. Like even things like they still have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's like I don't know if they're as violent as they were, beating up people and all that. But maybe they are. I don't know. Of course, nowadays kids don't watch a lot of standard cartoons anymore. Like when they're young, they do, but once they graduate to YouTube, it's all over.
That's a good point. My kid. It's weird. Like I show violent content to my kid because my kid doesn't watch violence. He watches kids play with toys.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Watch this Muay Thai.
Watch these animals fight.
Well, my thumbnails on YouTube is starting to become full of animals murdering other animals. I binge watch that stuff.
Yeah, that is weird. Not weird. I mean, it's, I guess if you're into it, but I
just find it fascinating that there's serial killers out there on 4 legs that their bio, what do you call it? Their bio is murdering other animals with their face. That's just
yeah, you put it that way and it is pretty crazy sounding.
They use their face to murder almost every single day.
Yeah, well, it's I don't know. Is it murder or is it?
They murder because not all of it's for food. They just do it like they're
some cats murder for fun.
So killer whales, they can just murder just for game. I think there's cats out there. I'm not sure if all cats. Sometimes they just kill just to kill.
Yeah. My dog was running around. My cat caught a mouse and he left it on our doorstep, and I was supposed to clean it up, but I hadn't got to it, and so all of a sudden it was gone. Well, my dog had taken it out back and was using it as its like toy. So it was running around with this mouse carcass in its mouth, just dangling. It's got its tail out, and he's just like, yeah, and he's like, come get it. He's just
Yeah.
running around with it.
The new
It's like a
dog, the
little,
black one.
yeah,
What's his
yeah.
name?
Reggie.
Reggie.
Yeah.
So Reggie's full grown now.
Yeah, he's I don't know, I haven't weighed him in a while. I should try doing that today. But yeah, he's a year old, so he's I think that there's a little bit of growing you still do, and usually 2 is where you're really, really full grown, but he's generally full grown. I guess you'd say probably what now, getting to be in his teens then. So if he was a human. So but he's big. He's full sized, I guess. He's a big boy. But yeah, he is just running around with this mouse in his mouth. So then I had to go pick the damn thing up, and after I told him to drop it, he was really proud of it though.
It doesn't bother you to see dead rodents and you handle them?
No, my wife, it freaks her out.
It would freak me out.
She goes, ah! Mice are just like, they're like that big. They're furry. Mice are not like they catch you off guard, but they're not like scary looking creatures.
So I was at the Baltimore airport in the food court, and along the walls, even though there was a barrier, like a see-through barrier, there's just mice running back and forth.
At where?
The Baltimore airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And no one, I mean, there is a barrier. There's a see-through barrier, but they're just running back and forth. No one really cared.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't poop, they wouldn't be so bad, and pee everywhere. Like that's the real downside of having mice around, is that they poop and pee and everything, and they chew up cloth all over the place. But they're not like, if you just put a mouse in a cage, they're not ugly. They're not like scary looking. They're just like, they look like a hamster or a guinea, or not guinea pig, but like a gerbil.
So a chipmunk and a hamster, a gerbil, I don't freak out because they don't have tails. When something has a tail, for whatever reason, I freak out.
They got tails, but they're bushy.
What? Which one?
Chipmunk has a tail, but it's bushy, like a squirrel's.
They have a nub. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gerbils have tails like mice, where they're actually like, they're not bushy. I don't think hamsters have tails though. I think that's the case.
No.
We had a gerbil, and I'm pretty sure that had a tail.
They must have a furry tail then.
Nope. No, it's furry, but it's not fluffy or like.
I can't spell gerbil.
What is it? Gerbil. Gerbil. German bill.
Yeah, you're right. It does have a tail. Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, we had 2 of them. So hamsters, I don't think do though. I want to say hamsters don't.
Yeah, I had a hell of hamsters when I was a kid.
And I don't think guinea pigs do either. But guinea pigs, people eat guinea pigs. You know that? It's like.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, guinea pigs. And then there's Cappy Barbara.
I forgot to look at Gambler's messages.
Yeah.
The challenge of soap operas was to write a script, act, and shoot it daily. So very little time to write or practice and do multiple shots. I mean, wrestling is still real as they do the stunt athletic performance. You can't do that stuff without a lot of practice and training. Gambler, what's your favorite, outside of mine, in which you're the only viewer, what's your favorite YouTube channel, or who do you follow that actually has a following? In the meantime, I think I'm going to try to go to the Science Museum today, which I don't even know if there's one in Cleveland. Should be. Crap. Sean, you still there?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. I never know. You look frozen, and I'm like, man, this internet.
Yeah, I was caught up by something. But what were we saying?
I forgot. I was saying I'm going to try to go to the Science Museum today, but I don't even know if Cleveland has one. They probably do.
Go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I did that last time I was here, last April. I recommend it.
Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland I recommend it. It's nice.
Did you ever watch the Drew Carey show growing up?
I saw I never watched a full episode. I didn't. No, I've watched parts of it. It's hard for me. I don't know. It's hard for me to watch make believe life.
No, well, I just wondered because it was it's like Cleveland was it was Cleveland was.
What's he doing now? Wasn't he hosting like a game show or something?
I think he hosts The Price is Right.
I thought that was Steve Harvey.
Okay. No, that's he does Family Feud.
Okay.
And then who does? I think, who does Wheel of Fortune now? Because Pat Sajak finally retired.
Are all those so Wheel of Fortune is in Fort Lauderdale, right? It gets filmed in Fort Lauderdale, or no, West Palm. I think it's filmed in West Palm Beach. Oh. Wheel of Fortune. I assume all the other game shows are probably filmed in California. Crap.
It says it's in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm recording. I'll wrap up in like 5 minutes. Okay. All right. See you.
Hello. Yeah, sorry about that. It's actually recorded in multiple locations. So it's in Culver City, California, Burbank, California, Los Angeles, California, and Waikiki Beach.
What, Price is Right?
No, Wheel of Fortune.
Really? I thought it was filmed in West Palm Beach.
Here, I'll say what is filmed in West Palm Beach. What is filmed? There's a lot of movies actually recorded in West Palm Beach, Florida. What game show?
Adult.
Yeah, it doesn't really say that any like big game show is recorded there.
It says I follow a lot of stuff on YouTube. On Twitch, I follow mostly DJs. In case you want a random YouTube recommendation for an interesting video. I don't think my clipboard works on this StreamWire or StreamYard.
Oh, here's a recommendation for you. My brother-in-law sent me. Because you do you like hip hop music? Like
old school
in general. Well, just I guess if you don't deplore it, you should look up this band called Pete and Bass. Pete and BAS. Mm-hmm. They're a geriatric hip hop group from the UK. They sound incredible though. Like you can't believe how well they can rap. and their voices are very, very rough and gangster sounding, like old school gangster, and yeah. Anyways, it's just a shock to hear them because they just sound so I don't know, mob gangsterish, but they can rap really, really well for being in their probably 80s. So,
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's I don't know. You might even like it. It's interesting. Um,
Yeah, I gotta.
sounds like you gotta probably go here though soon, huh?
Yeah, I do. I don't want to be rude.
I'm gonna drop you that link, freaking. You can. Let's just end on that then. If you bring, I should bring up that YouTube link I sent you.
Is your foot recover?
My foot?
Yeah.
No, it's still kind of a pain. But I don't know. I won't let it stop me. I'll have to get back on the horse here at some point.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time on a holiday Friday to sync up, and thanks for helping me with that CSS because I was getting ready to give up on web development again.
Yeah, no. Like I said, that's hard mode, dude. There's easier ways to do it, so I wouldn't get distraught. I would like to see sometime how if you just what the I should just look it up what Blazor is. But anyways, good talking to you. You know, go and take care of your family or whatever. So
All right.
yeah.
Good stuff. Thanks.
Yep,
Bye.
bye.
See you again.